ladies, gentlemen. I think there's some small business owners as well in the audience tonight. Neighbors, friends. One thing, I've been discussing this for a while. One thing I've realized over the last few months, and specifically over the last few months, but over a year or so in discussing this development, is that we have such a vibrant community and lots of opinions in this community. And that's a great thing and something we should really be proud of. I don't think anyone is opposed to any development here. I think it's quite the opposite. We all know that the Lakeshore corridor must be densified. That being said, I think everyone can agree that it's got to be intelligent development, and it also has to be collaborative development as well. So there's many things about this development that we're talking about tonight, and that's the proposed development at 501 Lakeshore Road East by the Trinity Group. That makes great sense. So building high-density condo units in a public transportation hub like this area makes great sense, and it's great urban planning. The developer's proposal is welcome from our behalf, and I think most people would agree that development is welcome. But again, it's got to be intelligent. It's got to be collaborative development with the community and with elected officials. Because we're going to the Ontario Municipal Board for this, we feel that this has not been the case. So we're now faced with the Ontario Municipal Board hearing at City Hall, with a pre-hearing occurring February 11th at 10 a.m. And this will determine whether to change the zoning of the site. And this would, if they do change the zoning of the site, this would pave the way for submission of the developer's plan soon afterwards. Our neighbors in Lakeview, along with Ward 1 City Councillor Jim Tovey, has been working on a vision for Lakeview for years now. And it's been worked on for years, and unfortunately it might now be completely ignored. And we're left with several questions, such as what's going to happen with the local traffic patterns? How will this affect our walking community, the pedestrians, the cyclists, to their access to the lake, to Lakeshore Road, for one, and also to the waterfront as well. What environmental impact? So we need a better understanding of the environmental impact. There's been a lot of discussion about that back and forth, and especially recently, but a better understanding of the environmental impact of the project, of the development. Is the site, design, feel of these buildings really represent the Lakeview vision, Inspiration Lakeview? What impact will this have on small businesses in the Lakeshore Corridor, Port Credit, Clarkson, and obviously Lakeview as well? So the question is, do we need a big box store? Our small businesses, we feel, now stand threatened by these changes. In particular, the big box retail store component. We mentioned some qualities about this development, but the retail store component does concern us. The character of our neighborhood may be irreversibly changed without any consideration of what residents actually want. So we must take a stand, not against development, but a stand to ensure that the Ontario Municipal Board hears our voices. So there's several ways in which we can do that. One is we've got a petition going around. There's an online petition we've been spreading around in the community as well, and there's one outside, right outside this auditorium. There's also acting as a participant at the Ontario Municipal Board hearing, and this means to act as a participant and voice your concern. It means showing up at the pre-hearing, which again is February 11th at 10 a.m. at City Hall, to register as a participant, and then in May, you can voice your concern about the development. There's also letters to the editor, writing to Mississauga News and letting you letting them know that you have concerns. Or maybe you don't have concerns. Maybe you want to emphasize some of the positives, and you do have concerns as well. It's important for the editors to know where you stand. We can't say that this development includes Walmart. That's not what we're saying. We can say that the impact of big box stores, be it Walmart, be it Target, etc., have had disastrous impact on small businesses and communities with the main street of small businesses such as Lakeshore Road. So a great deal of research has been done, and this is where the concern is in regards to large big box store retailers on urban communities such as our own. There's one study, and I'm just quoting one of many. One study done in December 2009 by the Center for Urban Research and Learning at Loyola University in Chicago looked at data before Walmart opened and after Walmart opened. This research provides some interesting results. First, over 25% of the businesses closed down after the first year that the Walmart opened. Second, there was a loss of over 300 higher paying jobs replaced with lower paying Walmart jobs. Third, and this is kind of a surprising one, and it's repeated over and over in studies, there was no evidence that the Walmart sparked any significant net growth in economic activity or employment in the area after construction of the store was completed. So these things are shown over and over again, so we should be asking questions. Please stick around afterwards. We'll have a discussion afterwards. I know there's people on both sides of the fence in regards to this development, so it's important that we come together, community, and discuss it. So enjoy the movie, and we'll talk later. Thank you. So I'm going to open up the floor now. We've got a wireless mic going around, so Greg's right there providing the wireless mic. If there's any questions or any comments that you guys have.
Hi, I think we need to really examine what's happened in Mississauga already. Walmart came to the Meadowvale Town Center and shut down the top layer of the mall, and businesses started to die there until the Walmart moved to the outskirts of Meadowvale, and then that area now has been repopulated with business. Mayor McCallion has spent untold millions of dollars putting fake grass in the square to try and get people to go outside to encourage local business around the center of Mississauga, and it's not working. And now we're talking about a Walmart site that's close to businesses that are right on the street that need that foot traffic in order to survive. And we need to just keep saying that, because if we don't, the message isn't going to get through, and then all those businesses are going to go under.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of questions. To what extent has community public opinion been solicited thus far on this particular question? And my second question is, when I tuned in a while ago, the discussion wasn't exclusively on Walmart. I think you mentioned also Tiger, but are we talking here about the likelihood of it being a Walmart if we're talking about a big box store?
Okay, let me address, I guess, that second question. You'll have to refresh my memory on the first one, is that it's a mixed residential commercial development. So some people are against the residential portion of it because maybe they find that the high density condo units is not ideal for the neighborhood. In regards to specifically Walmart, we can't say it's Walmart. We know they want to open up a big box store. They have the area in the development to open up a large retail surface store. We can't say it's a Walmart, but that's part of the conversation as well. We have taken the position, and a lot of people in the community have taken the position, being against the development for that specific reason.
My eyes see correctly, but in the crawl at the end, or towards the end, it said that Guelph, and I think it was Brampton, successful.
Brantford.
No, Brampton.
Bradford was it?
No, Brampton.
Brampton.
We're both on.
Oh, did you guys see that? Okay.
I was 2000.
It said Brampton. It was
Okay.
successfully fought against Walmart. Does anybody have any experience of how that was done?
We do have people from Brampton in the room. I don't know who's
2005.
2005. And they prevented a Walmart from going up.
Well, yeah, but then after that, I guess the city, things got quiet because this movie was 2005, so there are Walmarts in Brampton now. That's okay, they can hear me, I'm pretty loud.
We can hear you.
I
Okay.
figured.
I think we just need to be careful because no matter how much we petition councillors and mayors and everything else, the Ontario Municipal Board has the power to overrule whatever they say. So we got to solve that problem as well, because it's all well and good to talk to our elected officials, but a lot of times these decisions are made by bureaucrats who are prone to do things that we don't want them to.
It's not so much a question as a little bit of explanation of scale. What's being proposed, I'm president of the Lakeview Ratepayers Association, just for information. What's being proposed is 90,000 square feet, which for a Walmart, you know, if that's what it turns out to be, is a small Walmart. It's called an urban Walmart. There's one existing now in Scarborough that's the same site, so anybody can go and take a look and see what this design is kind of based on. 90,000 square feet is equivalent to the entire retail component of Port Credit from the Credit River all the way to the site that we're talking about.
Wow.
So that's all of that. So essentially what's happening is that if that goes through 90,000 square feet, is the retail component of this area is going to double with no extra residential, because what's happening, the OMB, is only the south section of the property is at the OMB for consideration at this point. It's what's being brought to the OMB is for zoning changes only. So either they will get the zoning change and any kind of a big box up to 90,000 square feet can go in. That's why we're not talking about Walmart, that's why we're not talking about Target, because that's not at issue right now, you know, who's going to actually be filling that spot. It's just so that it's good to have a little sense about the scale that's being talked about.
Yeah.
Right? Also, one other thing, with Inspiration Lakeview, the idea is that within the next 10 years, the population of Lakeview is going to be about what it is in Port Credit right now. So it's going to be a considerable increase in density. This is partly why this site is being considered, because the people in Port Credit think that this site is sort of on the edge of Port Credit. So they say it's outside of the retail corridor of Port Credit. So they say it's outside and we'll be fine. And the people in Lakeview are saying, oh, it's on the edge of Lakeview. It's you know, on the edge of what we're going to be developing. It should be fine, it's off to the side. What people aren't considering is that in 20, 30, 40 years from now, when these two communities have all but joined, in fact what's going to happen is that this site is dead center.
What's wrong with that?
It's dead center, which means that the retail heart of the combined community is going to be a big box center, which maybe there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just important to realize that that's why they're locating there.
Yeah. And I want to add to that. Imagine, I know the small businesses, and I've spoken to them between Port Credit and the site are struggling. And you know what? Some of those small businesses are on, you know, in Port Credit, but just outside of the main area of the village. Having a development like Inspiration Lakeview instead of a big box store, and having that walking community from Credit River all the way to that site is, I think, only going to help those small businesses in between, because it will be a walking community from coast to coast, for a lack of better expression. Are there any other comments, questions? Yes.
I just wonder, in the film, it indicated that hundreds of communities seem to be resisting Walmart. Is that perhaps a reason why they're trying to expand in Canada? Do you know anything about
Yes,
that?
I think so, Rosemary.
Yeah.
I seem to have read something from Bob Greenwald. You go on the webpage, and Bob Greenwald, the producer of this movie, has his website, and you can find out information, and I seem to recall that I have read something to that effect.
It's even more than that, but that's a good comment. It's even more than that. I mean, Walmart has already, quote unquote, lack of a better term, invaded Canada. But right now, there's a big competition between Target and Walmart. Target is coming into Canada and is opening up stores, and Walmart sees that as a threat as well. Not so Walmart wants to open up even more stores to be able to compete against the Target. So I find it kind of interesting that the developers are like, well, it could be a Target, it could be a Walmart, it could be another big box store, but at the same time, there's that competition in the background, which I'm wondering if you know, it was a Walmart that was the first decision or the first thought, I would find it surprising that the Walmart would say, okay, well, we'll let Target build here. So anyway, it's just something to think about on top of all that.
Walmart is coming here for a reason, because our healthcare is subsidizing Walmart, and that's why they want to build here, because you know we have this healthcare plan which they're getting subsidized on.
Okay, well, several things we can do in regards to our specific situation here in Mississauga South. The first is, it's not going to be, you know, a revolutionary, impactful variable, but we do have a petition out there. We've got approximately 500 signatures already, and we're going to keep building on that. We've got the electronic petition going around as well. There's one right outside this auditorium, and we're going to keep getting signatures for that. The second, and very, very important, is acting as a participant at the Ontario Municipal Board hearing. To act as a participant at the Ontario Municipal Board hearing, you have to show up for the last pre-hearing, and that's February 11th at 10 a.m. at City Hall. So I will be there. I think a lot of people around here are going to be there, and you have to sign up as a participant at the pre-hearing to be then able to express your concern at the hearing. I don't have the exact date, but it's sometime in May. To be able to express your concern as a community member, as a citizen. Third thing is writing to the editor. We need to get Mississauga South writing about this. We need to get all the local dailies writing about this, and if it gets even bigger, even the Toronto Star and the Sun, start writing those letters to the editor, and that goes a long way as well. The more letters they get, the more they're going to say, wow, there's an issue here, and we need to cover it, and we need to write about it. So those are the three things we can do right now in regards to our situation that's going on in Mississauga South. So I think that's it. There's no other comments. I'm free for any questions if you want to come see me right after when we're ending now. Please, I hope you enjoy the evening. Please drive safe. It is kind of icy out there. And have a great evening, and hope to see you all at the pre-hearing on February 11th at 10 a.m. Thank you very much.